Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell hates you and wants you to die. And I'm not even being that hyperbolic when I say that, because what else do you say about a man who blocks a $2,000 stimulus that would go to many Americans who would gratefully benefit from said $2,000 because they are currently undergoing economic distress thanks to this virus? Many people in this country are facing eviction or unemployed, and really have no source of income, so this stimulus would be something. I still don't think even $2,000 is enough, but it is substantially better than $600. What the fuck is $600 going to do for these people who don't even have homes, don't have a job to sustain themselves, and can't find jobs because many places in this country are closed down because, again, coronavirus? It is just it's like a meme I saw on Twitter, a guy shooting a little water gun at a wildfire. That's basically a great analogy for this. Here's this piece of shit amount of money that is not going to help you at all, but hey, at least we gave you something, right? Right? I mean, $600 doesn't even cover fucking rent in this country. How is it supposed to help these people whatsoever? And it's supposed to help the lesser fortunate people who, again, are going through these struggles right now. My mom would qualify for this. She makes under $75K a year. Now, thankfully, we're living comfortably because my uncles make a decent amount of money a year. They don't qualify for the stimulus, but they are able to keep us afloat. And if it was just me and my mom, we would be fucked. Absolutely fucked. She would just get $600, and who knows what we would be going through if it weren't for my uncles and I wasn't living where I am right currently. But think of the people who can't say that. Think of the people who aren't so fortunate in this country. The people who are currently under threat of being evicted from their fucking homes because they are unemployed and unable to find a job thanks to the pandemic we're currently undergoing in this country. A pandemic only made worse by stupid fucking politicians like Mitch McConnell, who do not give a shit about COVID, do not give a shit about the people affected by COVID, both in the form of catching COVID and not being able to have a job thanks to COVID, and do not give a shit about proper precautions against COVID, do not give a shit about proper lockdowns in response to COVID, thus letting the virus spiral so far out of control to the point where over 20 million people have caught it in this country, over 300,000 people have died thanks to it in this country, and they don't give a shit at all because people like Mitch McConnell only care about appeasing the corporations and the 1% and do not give a fuck about the common folk, the people who kind of sort of voted in people like Mitch McConnell. I mean, look at Kentucky. The poorest counties in Kentucky have voted overwhelmingly for Mitch McConnell. And I really just can't wrap my head around that. Like, what the fuck do you see in this man? His voter base are the very people he does not care about at all, spits on, and does not allow to have a $2,000 stimulus. And I'm sure the people in those poor Kentucky counties would greatly benefit from a $2,000 stimulus, would love to have a $2,000 stimulus, but those people can rot and die for all Mitch McConnell cares. It's really sickening how much this country just does not care about the poor whatsoever, just leaves the poor to die, just lets them remain poor, and does not want to help them or benefit them in any sort of way. Just, here's $600, that's not going to do shit for you, but again, at least it's something, at least we gave you something, we couldn't have done that at all, so just be grateful for that. And to think that even $600 was an amount of money that people like Mitch McConnell had to be talked into giving the American people, because again, politicians like Mitch McConnell do not give a fuck about the common folk, do not give a fuck about them whatsoever, just wants them to die, because what benefits do they gain from helping the common folk, the American people, the millions of people in this country currently suffering because they don't have jobs, and many of them don't even have homes to live in? What do they gain from helping those kind of people when they could just continue to have their pockets filled by their corporate overlords? Because those are the people that really matter, right? The people who live comfortably in their lives of luxury, never have to worry about running out of money because of their exorbitant amount of wealth, while the people who ensure that they still have the insane amount of wealth they have, the people who work below them, and the very same people they just continue to suck the money away from, can just die, can just continue to live their lives of poverty, because they don't matter whatsoever. Just maybe just go find another job. I mean, that's totally something that's near impossible these days, because we're totally not in a pandemic currently. Again, this country just fucking sickens me with its absolute contempt for the lesser fortunate. Oh, just get another job. Just work harder. You're not working hard enough if you get a stimulus. I've literally seen that reaction on Twitter. I've seen some people even say, oh, I wouldn't even take a $2,000 stimulus because I want to work for that money. Yeah, okay, have fun working for that money and give me the $2,000 stimulus. I totally want that, okay? Or give it, or just better yet, give it to someone who would actually benefit from that, so you can continue to live in poverty without any help whatsoever. See how well you'll fare in that situation. But those are just a few stupid people, because this is surprisingly one of the very few bipartisan issues I've seen in this country in recent years, because even Trumpers are advocating for a $2,000 stimulus. Trump himself is advocating for a $2,000 stimulus. Yeah, I know, sure, you could argue that the Trumpers are only advocating for it because their supreme leader is advocating for it and they'll just get behind anything Trump says. But you know what? This is actually something that would benefit many people, so who gives a fuck about the intentions, okay? But still, Democrats are advocating for it, leftists are advocating for it. It's nice to see everyone congregate and champion something that would help the lesser fortunate in this country. But unfortunately, evil people like Mitch McConnell, who, if were to die of COVID, would be poetic justice. Oh my god, he's wishing death on people. That's so horrible. Yeah, it's totally unfair to wish someone who wants to leave the poor to starve and die dead. Yeah, definitely. But anyways, I got completely sidetracked there. Evil people like Mitch McConnell, who will block any effort to help the poor substantially, and the very same people who this stimulus would help continue to vote in people like Mitch McConnell because they have an R next to their name, and nothing else really aside from that. And that is why the two-party system in this country just has to fucking go and needs to fucking change. But that's a topic for a different video. But for now, fuck Turtle Man, he can fucking rot in hell. I would say this would be an eye-opener for many people that the system in this country needs to change substantially, but it's not. It's going to take something way worse than this to make people finally open their eyes. And honestly, I don't even know if I'll ever get to that point, because people are just so content with the way this country is being run. It is disgusting. We could have a much better country and frankly a much better world if we weren't so content with allowing people who do not give a fuck about us or our interests to lead us. But whatever, it's just the depressing world we live in. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.